So today is September 16th. Right now it's 8:45 Pacific time. As we predicted yesterday, the stock took a nosedive. S&P started today with a gap of over 25 points at 3860 and quickly went down to 3836 before jumping back on to over 3860 and then back again. Right now, 2 hours after the trading, it's around 38, floating around this low of the day now. So the Facebook. So I was anticipating Facebook will go down, but it went down more than I thought on the first day itself. Once the 150 level failed, the Facebook tried to battle the 150 ground yesterday, and it lost it. It actually is, as I was telling you in the morning, yesterday morning was 154. I missed the shot at the time. It was just like I was doing something else and I missed the 154 shot. That was a big mistake, and since then it was downhill. It closed yesterday at 149.55, and once it broke that 150 level, it was only supposed to go downhill. That's what it did. Today I tried to fight that 146 147 level. It went up for a little bit above 147, but as the S&P took a nosedive again today around 8 a.m., so did Facebook. Right now it is at 145.5. Doesn't look good. Its next support is around 142 143 level. I think that's what is getting headed, and that's where when the S&P sort of settles around the FED meeting on 22nd, S&P is probably going to be around sub 3800, somewhere around 3750ish. And I don't think it's going to go all the way to 3650 because there is a lot of negativity already baked in. But the Facebook is going to settle probably around there at 140 level. So my strategy is that I'm going to get assigned those calls, the puts that I talked about yesterday, 150, big gap, $10 gap, not good. But this volatile market, I'm going to sell calls. I already sold call, but it was a little bit at 270, while the call was the best price available today. The call was around 325. But then again, Facebook, when it went down around 146 level, I bought the call back. So now I'm waiting for it to go back a little bit, around 147 level, so I can sell the call again for the next week expiry around 270 280 per call. So that's the strategy. So just to reduce the average price from 150 in the next couple of weeks before the earning to around 140 level. And I think just before the earning, the stock will actually pick up. I think it's going to again test the 150, and based on the earning, it actually can go downhill from there, or it can, like 150 is going to become the big support for Facebook going forward. Either one of the two things can happen. I think the former one has a higher possibility, and it's going to take a deep dive and test the low 100s. The other options I got, like the AMD looking okay. AMD 75 looks like has a very good support. I think even if I get assigned, it's not a big, I think it's going to go up and next week. But Nvidia actually was strong today. While every semiconductor was getting sold, Nvidia held up to the 129 130 level. I sold another 10 put for next week expiry at 118, which is about 10% from here, expecting a 10% deep dive for the S&P. And if Nvidia picks up the same and Nasdaq picks up the same, which is for QQQ, is going to be completely bottom, because the next support for the QQQ is 280 279, and that's around 3% 4% from here. If it takes a 10% dive, then QQQ will be actually close to 260 level, where I think that a lot of people will start buying quite a bit of stock. So 116 is a good support for Nvidia, is a strong support. So I think it's not going to go below that level by next week. it's a good bet right now based on the premium that I'm getting around 1.13 for each put. So I sold 10 put for that. Um, and the other one is Amazon. So I'm feeling lucky that I closed the Amazon call a couple of days ago because 125. Remember this Amazon put, the 145 was a pretty good price last week. But after the California sue case, right? Like they sued the Amazon for the third party infringement, and the stock took a couple of days before it took a nose dive. It was waiting for this moment, I guess, this Friday, and today it went straight from 130 yesterday to 121. So I'm staying away from the stock, but if it goes down a little bit more around 115 next week, then I'll definitely sell call against it. What else is good? Yeah, I sold. I put an order, but it's not yet actually realized. The PANW, the Palo Alto Network. I'm hunting for that stock for a while, but it's evading me by quite some time. Now I think it's probably a good price, but not quite yet. I would like to buy this below 500, which is equivalent around $163 after the split. So I sold the put for 163, about $1.1. So let's see what happens. If it gets assigned, I'll be happy. Like to buy this, to assign this stock, get assigned this stock at 163. Palo Alto will get bought very easily if the market, kind of sells off, and then, people start to buy back stocks, at least, start initiating positions. So Palo Alto will be the top of their list. So this kind of market, you can go wrong, but I think Facebook at 146, oh my God, this is what you're waiting for to buy, and this is, so I talked to a lot of folks on the Facebook, and, nobody actually feels very good about the company. At this point, I mean, everybody is very nervous. People who work there, when Facebook was in a hiring spree, people got stocks, RSUs are allocated at $250. So they are in deep water right now. So people are really having low morale. But everybody agrees that, in the long term, probably is going to pick up. But, nobody thinks that right now is a really good price. I mean, because they think that, there's a more way to go down. But, nobody knows, right? So yeah, so that's the morning update for today. So I'll be out for the weekend, and let's see what happens. I think the market will pick up a little bit, because in the Friday morning, if the market sells off, usually before the close, it will pick up a little bit, unless this is one unique time, because after the FedEx yesterday, FedEx CEO's very, very candid commentary that the US economy is going down, in his words, that would have a huge repercussion. But my take is that CEO, just 3 months ago, he was painting a rosy picture, and now he is actually painting a pretty, a torrid scenario. So I'm guessing that he is not fit for the job. He is too casual for a company like FedEx. I guess he's not going to stay there for a while if this thing comes out to be wrong. I think he was too candid for a CEO. I saw his interview yesterday with Kramer. He should be a little bit more cautious. And both, last time in the previous earning call around July, and now in June, and now. So either way, I think I will see if that's idiosyncratic FedEx story or not. Market will know what story it is, and then based on that, by the time it consumes the data and makes a decision, it will either go down from here today around low 3,800, and probably will touch 3,700 if there's a panic sell today, and that means that everything is going down today, and I might get assigned both the Nvidia and the AMD stock along with the Facebook. Or it usually, what happens when the Friday sells off happens in the morning, market closes a little bit of high. So that might happen, and that probably would be the case today as well. But we'll see what happens. We'll talk more on Monday.